I wouldn't say that I have an exact style or a particular thing that I do. If I have an idea, be able to make it out of anything, any medium. I just want to be fluent in my creativity. So if I want to do a scratchboard, if I want to do a painting, if I want to do some metalwork or woodwork or tattooing or whatever, that's kind of why I've chose such a broad discipline, is to be able to eventually, make whatever you choose. It started really early for me because my father's an artist, so I would sit and watch him do his fancy charcoal drawings and different things, and I didn't actually think I would be a tattooer. Went to college and I was gonna do science, and even though I was doing well in school, I was just, wasn't into it, so I decided to drop out of college and be a tattooer. Okay, so we're doing some just final little nitpick and touch up on this, making sure it's all exactly how we want it.
It's been a year since we started, but having to leave for Afghanistan for 6 months kind of stopped us from finishing up the final touch-up session. I was born near the tiger, so, some personal significance to each of my tattoos.
People get tattoos for all sorts of different reasons. There's some that, are doing it because they want to be different. There's some that are doing it because they had a tragedy or a life change. There's some people that just get them because they look beautiful to them, or they enjoy them, or they like a certain subject matter. All the tattoos I've been getting recently are because I want to do a better version of what I'm doing now. So I'll find the person who does the best dragon and I'll go get a piece from them, and to me it's the fastest way I can learn and progress and have a beautiful piece of art on me too.
In my professional career, I tend to cover them up because I don't want to have any of that stigma. Some people judge and say, oh, you have tattoos, there must be something wrong with you. And I think we look at people and say, you don't have tattoos? There must be something wrong with you.
Leviticus was started in 1995. As far as the space goes, we have a huge gallery side which works in two different ways. One side's all filled up with tattoo designs, and the other side is filled up with visual art. All the artists are visual artists that work here as well. And then we have our tattoo area where there's 6 stations for all the artists. We have a huge reference library. So far as I'm told, it's one of the biggest in the country. And then we have our backspace here where we do all of our research, designing, prep for tattooing, and it's a cool space. We got a little bit of everything. Tattooing is really evolved as an art form in general. It's not just something where you're getting just picking something off the wall. It's, most things are hand-drawn. It's a lot more of an art form than maybe at one point it was considered more of a craft. As far as visual arts, I would say my work is even more so varied. I do oil painting, acrylic painting, watercolor. I'm experimenting with metals and sculpture, pen and ink and scratchboard. Anytime you can make your brain think differently or try a different process, it can't but help all your other processes. This piece is a version of the Pharaoh's horses, which originally was painted in about 1850. This is part of a series of 5 of these that I'm working on. They're all 4 foot by 4 foot oils. I'll take all of them and I'll probably put them together in a show, and it should be a pretty powerful image when they're all together. I've shown in local galleries, both nationally and internationally. I did the cover for City Page's Best Of in 2012, and I've always loved doing that type of stuff too. It's really fun. For this fox tattoo, Gray and I talked, and she had wanted a fox, and we had mentioned just some fall subject matter to go with it. As far as putting these together and drawing for clients, most people, they're not able to explain what they want. Like, they have an idea of something, but you have to kind of create their idea out of thin air. I think it's going to turn out to be really cool.
Today we're doing the fox, just to kind of add to this arm. I want him to be both fairly equally covered almost, but wasn't gonna do it so soon, but it's exciting nonetheless.
The process of tattooing is pretty intimate. You right next to someone, kind of in their bubble. I mean, you're putting something on them that's gonna be with them for the rest of their life. So it's where there's a certain bond that you get from that you don't actually get from doing a painting for someone. It's still kind of weird thinking you're drawing underneath somebody's skin, because it's not like you're painting like a picture on top of their skin. You don't get a second chance to put a line down in a different place. You have to be present and have your full attention into what you're making.
I was probably about 14 when I decided I really wanted to get tattooed, and I met a couple artists and just kind of checked out some shops over the course of like 3 years. And I fell in love with this place. I love the energy, and I really liked his paintings, so I knew that he could make some really great tattoos for me.
I'll always be tattooing. I mean, eventually I may take a little bit more time to do some more painting too, because I always feel like that I'm not quite painting as much as I would like to. But the process of tattooing is just so cool. And one of my teachers in tattooing told me, he's like, "You want to know the secret?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to know the secret." And he let it build up for like a couple weeks, and eventually he finally told me the secret, and he's like, "There is no secret, it's all just hard work."